parents stood wrongfully accused of killing their adopted son, but even with their names cleared now, the family is still struggling to find peace.
To taxi regulations apply to Uber and Lyft, what the public had to say tonight as the city of Dallas looks to enact stricter oversight of for-hire rides.
I mean, if we keep getting blessed, we're going to keep blessing other people with the skill that we have. A fire destroyed this barber's business, but it sure didn't damage his passion to help the community. Now total strangers are paying back those good deeds.
Well, we hit 97 degrees today. Hot temps stay in the forecast, but rain and even a little bit of a cool down. It'll make a return. I'll tell you when. News 8 at 10 starts now.
Live from Victory Park, this is News 8 at 10.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jason Wheeler, in tonight for John McKay.
And I'm Cynthia Isaguirre. We start tonight with a story about a little boy who needed a second chance. He was adopted by a family who wanted to give him that opportunity, but happy endings don't always happen. And in this case, the ending was so horrific. The mother and father are still trying to find peace. Channel 8's Tanya Iser reports.
By the time 2-year-old Buddy came to live with David and Angel Cook, he had already endured awful, unspeakable abuse. He rocked in corners. He put butter knives under his pillow. Over time, Buddy got a lot better. He stopped needing the butter knife. He didn't rock in corners anymore, but he remained thin, painfully thin, no matter what the cooks tried.
He was eating and drinking every day.
Last March, Buddy died in Angel Cook's arms, just days after this picture was taken. Little did she know, the nightmare would only get worse.
Everything was taken from us. We lost my son, had to bury him. I lost my volunteer work. I lost my kids, my church home, a lot of friends.
CPS has their view of the case, and their view of the case from the start was that the Cooks had deliberately injured this little boy.
Angel and David Cook woke up to the words "child killers" splattered across their garage. Child Protective Services quickly removed their other children. They would be separated for 377 days.
On March 22nd, 2013, my life was forever changed when a Texas social worker picked me up from my school in front of all my friends and told me I'll never see my parents again.
This is one of the Cook's sons speaking before a legislative committee this summer. In an affidavit justifying the removal, this is how a CPS worker described Buddy. He appeared to be only skin and bones. Buddy's stomach was caved in, and his ribs could be seen popping out from under his skin.
There was no evidence of death due to injury or abuse or neglect.
Dr. Lloyd White is the pathologist who did Buddy's autopsy. But the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office still ruled Buddy's death a homicide, saying someone had starved him to death.
The chief medical examiner said that he had seen similar cases in Bosnia, and that he felt that somebody had starved the child to death.
The Cooks were arrested, charged with injury to a child. It looked like they would permanently lose their other kids and spend the rest of their lives behind bars. But by last fall, White was no longer an employee of the medical examiner's office. He came forward to say that he didn't believe Buddy had been killed.
More likely than not, he died of some sort of a natural cause involving malabsorption or some reason for not eating enough or not metabolizing well.
The Johnson County District Attorney's Office dropped charges last December, citing medical evidence and new fact witnesses.
Did you do it?
Good job.
The Cooks didn't get their other children back until 4 months after they had been cleared.
And honestly, we struggled. We exhausted all of our life savings. I sold my wedding ring. My husband sold his tools. Anything that was any price range, we got rid of to fight for our kids.
It is still not easy.
Sometimes we just walk by and just cry because this was his room. Now it's my little boy's room, but it's hard. We lost a big part of our lives, and all we have left is pictures and his toys and his gravesite. And I'll see him again.
family remains under CPS supervision until October. Tanya Iser, Channel 8 News.
As if this family has not endured enough, they are fighting another battle with CPS. They have reason to believe that during the time their children were in foster care, their own kids were abused. We will keep you posted on what happens.
Developing